Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to the Armory. Welcome to Full Time Sports Network. Welcome to X. Hope everyone is doing well. Big up to the over 140 people already watching. Really appreciate it. It's mainly an update show tonight. There's nothing really breaking apart from obviously Kavaja has been announced today. So let's get into the comments. Big up to T. Anything in the Rafinha links? Not really. Rafinha supposedly is meant to be staying at Barcelona, but we have been discussing a possibility of someone else for Barcelona. We'll get onto that shortly, but big up to T for tuning in. Big up to Peter saying Chris and JJ going to be at Carlisle tonight at home to Stoke in League Cup at 7:30. Chris ain't happy with line-up. Again, only one change from the weekend. Oh, big up to my pod brother. Hope you're doing well, Brenny. Big up to Temi saying link to all, sign no one. Be patient, my friend. Be patient. Big up to Munzy saying Bazza intro, he loves it. I know. Hope you're good, my friend. Hope you're well too. Temi in the building. Munzy, just stop moaning, mate. It gives us. I always start on time. Like the show is meant to start at 7, so I make sure all the intros are done before 7. Uh, if Carlisle win tonight, that should be fun. JJ be on him. Totally agree. Yeah. Where's your face? Not tonight, mate. Not tonight. I'm well, Peter. Hope you're well too. Evening, AI, Bobby, and Timeline Brenny. um, Currently got over 200 watching now, so big up to you. It's raining over in Carlisle. Two teams who love rain. Man United getting lots done. They are indeed. Any news about a striker? Big up to Sarjo. We'll get onto this shortly. Give you half an hour to be prepared for that intro. Big up to the gamer. Why has Edu travelled to Malaga? We'll get into that as well. And everyone's saying evening to everyone. Lovely jubbly. Right. So we'll get on to it. And I've been dying to do this. This has been done for quite a while. But now I can use it, thankfully. So here we go. We want to chase the night, want to dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. So Rosa Kavaji has officially signed now. Yeah, it's been going on for a while. This honestly, this window sometimes is like, oh, it's like the longest day. But look, we've signed the 21-year-old Swedish attacking midfielder. Fantastic signing for us. I don't think we've finished just yet. I think we still could possibly get another 2 after Rosa. Let's hope anyway. I think we've done very well so far. We've got Caldente, we've got Van Domzelaar, and now we've got Kavaji. I just feel we need at least one more, maybe 2 if we're wise. And I hope that we do manage to do that. But yeah, big up to Rosa. She is now an Arsenal player. I will give a very small update on that. There's not much to talk about, unfortunately. What it is at the moment, it has been for a while, it's structures. It's all about structures. This whole window is, we just have to call it the new structure window. Sod transfers. As you will probably notice, in the last 72 hours, there has been so many deals collapse down to structures. So what we don't want to do is this all falls through because of a structure. Marino wants us. Arsenal want him. Sociedad are willing to sell him. So now it's down to structure. I am. This one I'm like 100% sure it's going to happen. It's just the structure, and the structure has to be right. And that's the problem. Sociedad obviously want more up front, as you would do as a selling club. Arsenal want to spread it across the contract, which you would do. But he's a 28-year-old, so it's never going to be a long contract like some clubs do. They sign them on 6-7 year contracts. You can spread the whole cost over that. You can't do that with a 28-year-old. So it will get done. I'm hoping by the end of the week. I've not even put a big title up for it because honestly, it's frustrating me now because it's like I know that both sides want it all done. The structure just needs to be correct. literally, within the last few hours, there's been a couple that have failed, not with Arsenal, but across Europe that have failed due to the structures. It's so annoying, but because of the financial rules, you have to do it. Because if you're going big on someone or you need more money for someone else, then you have to do a structure so you've still got money left to go for the next target. And that's what we're doing. Always knew Sonego was never going to leave Edu. This is the first. I think I have answered it. I'm not going. Hang on, 2 seconds. Let's just double check. Yes, it will be answered. I promise. It will be answered. It's going to be the next slide, actually. So, it will be the next one. It looks like we're linked to the French midfielder. I am confident that we will definitely get at least 2 or 3, possibly 4 signings in by the end of the window. Currently, I can't see any problems. It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating, and it is taking a lot longer than we would ever have wanted. Obviously, I'm going to have to get onto the Nketiah talk at some point tonight, and it's more annoying for Arsenal than anybody else. So we'll get on to Eddie in a bit. But here you go, the gamer. So Edu's European tour. So Edu has been flying out to not just Malaga. He has flown out to a couple of other places as well. And they just haven't been picked up that he's been doing that. But the reason Edu has been flying out to Malaga is because we are interested in someone from La Liga. And we have been trying to sort out a deal. Like I said, and I think Edu said very well as well, just be patient, and hopefully there will be very... the reason that we're doing so many structures, like Calafiori was very much the same. Raya was already done. We already knew that. The reason we're doing Marino, not just because it's sensible to do a structure, but also to make sure we've got enough money to do something big at the end of the window. That's what we're trying to do. You know, these are, as I said, these are the bread, butter, shopping. We want to go down the cake aisle and get something special for our pudding. That's what we're trying to do at the moment. So, yeah, let's just be patient. I know it's frustrating. Guarantee, big up to Cole. Unfortunately, it's not. Rafinha is meant to be staying at Barcelona. They were trying to ship him off to Saudi, and even Saudi didn't want him. But yeah, for me, Rafinha, nah. Gamer is happy with that news. Moss is. We all thought it was 100% done, mate. The thing is, with I'll, if you don't mind, Moss, I'll wait till the slide, and then I'll explain the Eddie situation then. And again with the Bournemouth as well. Obviously, I've got all slides. I'm trying to get the transfer in news first. Busy until deadline day if needed. This is 100% accurate, right? So this is, we are going to listen to opportunities. There is a theory that someone who is currently totally unavailable will become available by the end of the window. That is our hope. There is a lot of rumblings behind the scenes, and now this is not just with Arsenal, but the actual club itself, that this person could be available due to the fact that that club is having financial problems. So, yeah. Other news for transfers in, like I said, I'm pretty sure we'll get a couple, 3 or 4 players in. All good, but maybe should... Well, the thing is, even Arsenal were 100% sure this was going to be done. But, and I'll get onto this now, Moss, the reason it collapsed. Right, so Wahi, because a lot of people have said in the journo world that this was a Eddie or Wahi situation. It wasn't. There were 2 separate things going on. Now, you've probably seen in the last few hours, Mokoku has fallen as well. That has fallen through. That has not taken place. Marseille have demanded a lot, and Arsenal were willing to move, and we moved quite a lot. Even Eddie did as well, to be fair to him. He reduced his wage demands. We accepted certain different structures and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, we felt that maybe they were playing us and they got loans to reduce what they were asking for Wahi. Because for me, I think Marseille have totally robbed Lons of Wahi, in my opinion. They signed him for exactly the same amount last summer. You'd expect to make a profit on the player like him. So, yeah, I think Marseille have done a very good fast one, if I'm honest. But it is what it is. A stapler was broken at Arsenal Football Club. That will be replaced now. Look, it is what it is. I've never seen such a crazy last 72 hours in the football world where so many football deals fall through because of structures. It is mental. But these are the new financial rules because obviously, yes, our FFP rules aren't changing this season, but we are working to the new ones for next season because it just keeps you in line and ready for when the new regulations come in. So, yeah, it is what it is. The positive news with Eddie is there are 5 clubs now chasing him. So you've got Bournemouth, you've got Brentford, you've got Everton, you've got 2 other clubs across Europe that are looking at him. Now, the fact that Eddie has already said that he's willing to reduce his wage demands is a positive because for me, that ticks Bournemouth. That's a tick because their highest wage is around 80,000. It ticks for Everton because, again, they're around the same value, same salary-wise. So if Calvert-Lewin was to leave Everton, Eddie would probably go to Everton. If Bournemouth decide Eddie's the guy that they want, because obviously they're looking at Calvert-Lewin as well, then they'll go for Eddie. It's just mental. I honestly, this window is the most stressful one I've ever seen. It is so frustrating. But we are 100% sure that Eddie will leave. But the positive news at the moment is we've already got 2 slots empty now anyway, because ESR left and now Cole Heiner's left. Now, we don't need to fill that slot that Cole Heiner's left because we've got Setford. If we have to need a third goalkeeper, Setford will fall into the youth academy section. So he doesn't have to take a 25-man squad selection position. So that's a positive. But yeah, for me, Eddie will be sold. It wouldn't surprise me if it's a loan with an obligation to buy, as per usual. That's how they all seem to be working at the moment. It's very frustrating, honestly. People just don't have the money that they were expecting. But yeah, Azim shouldn't say 100%. That's how confident we are. The fact is, we were so confident that we started working on the forward. That's how confident we were. We still are. We're still working on it. So we're confident that he'll still go. Obviously, just not to Marseille. But you never know at Marseille. Obviously, with Moukoko now fallen through, supposedly Crystal Palace might be getting him. You never know. Marseille might come back. Who knows? You never know. What's your take on Arsenal's interest in Rodrigo? It will cost a heck of a lot of money, but I do like it. It's perfect for what we need. Do I think it could happen? Probably not. I know who was our number 1 target up front, and I know who our number 1 target is in midfield. So, yeah, Rodrigo definitely is not number 1 target. That's for certain. Any chance on Isaac and Bruno? Isaac next summer, yes. Bruno, possible. You never know at the moment. The thing is, Newcastle are not as comfortable as they make themselves out to be. They're definitely not as financially comfortable as it looks. Without European football, it hurts them a lot. So yeah, Carl saying, why not take the 23 million and then instead of keeping him on the team to do next to nothing? It makes no sense. We will sell him, but the minimum that we will sell him for is 25. And that's still a lot less than we would want. The thing is, we have to improve the way that we look to the buying club. There's a reason for that. because next summer there is expectation that one of our big players will be sold and we will want X amount of money for him, like a substantial amount. We don't want like pittance. So we have to look like we're a sensible selling club. If we keep going, oh yeah, you can, yeah, of course you can, yeah, you can have the shirt off my back, yeah, you can have the socks off my feet, you can have these shoes as well, all that. No, we have to stand firm. And Marseille were asking a heck of a lot. The fact that they were trying to persuade Eddie to reduce his wages, which saved them more money in the transfer. It's just honestly, I liked Marseille for the history, but for this window at the moment, I don't particularly like them. They've really annoyed me. But yeah, we move on. I'm sure Eddie will go. And there's a lot of avenues opening in the Premier League right now. So yeah, Isaac is the dream. 25 million is what transfer markets say he should be worth, but his lack of production doesn't warrant a higher price tag. Totally agree. His market value is 26.1, I think. So we want 25 million minimum. And if we keep bowing down to people's demands of, oh, take this off, take that off, it doesn't make you look as like a sensible, brave team. Where if you're going to, someone's going to come knocking next summer for one of our big teams, okay, one of our big players, I mean, and you don't want to be in a position where they come in and go, you know what, I'm going to give you £49 and a twiglet and expect to be taken. It's not. We need like a big offer. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting next summer. One of our big boys will be leaving. If we bend over the buying club's demands, no club over the world. Exactly. There you go, gamer. We've got to start being brave, and we are being brave. And Marseille were asking a heck of a lot. For some bizarre reason, the journalists are all saying, "Oh, Arsenal weren't being open enough, weren't negotiating in a good way," and like whatever. Marseille have really done us over, in my opinion. So big up to King. Anything on the Saliba rumours? Will Arsenal try and renew, or will he get sold next season? Well, we're gonna. He's contracted. I don't feel we need to renew, if I'm honest. But will someone come knocking? Yes, someone will come knocking for Saliba next summer. He's not the only player, by the way. We already know the other player, and we are prepared for that one. But Saliba, it will take a hell of a lot of money, like way over 100 million quid, for anybody to come anywhere near Saliba. He is untouchable for our project, for us. But obviously, money talks. We all know that. Money talks. And I think if a certain club, I think there's only really one he would probably turn his head at. And if that specific club did come in for him, then maybe there would have to be a discussion. But right now, I don't see it happening. So, yeah. Big up to Geordie. Away the lads. Big up to you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Many fans are questioning whether it's going to be a striker or winger or both. It is a tricky one. And currently, I can see both. I still can see both. I can see a midfielder coming in, and I can also see obviously a goalkeeper because Ramsdale. But yeah, there's still much to happen. Much more needs to happen. Nelson needs to kind of go away. But currently, we've got 2 slots. So that's the positive. We've got 2 slots. So we can carry on working on those deals. But next one's to get Ramsdale gone. That one could happen quite quick. If Wolves are the team that are the favourites, then obviously it won't happen until Sunday because we're not going to strengthen Wolves before we play them. But yeah, Ramsdale will definitely be going at some point. Ajax, I know Moss has asked about it. Ajax did have an offer, and our relationship with Ajax is fantastic, by the way. So they would never be rude or low ballers at all. We'll have a sensible conversation, and if there's something to be had there, then we'll do it. But at the moment, I don't see it happening right now. Obviously, I think they've just sold what's his name, really, to Marseille. So yeah, this season's or never. You guys should stop 5 feet of City. Thank you, Geordie. I do hope so. Like I said, Deserby getting all kinds of good deals. Kone, Cornelius, Green. I don't say his name, mate. I can't even. Sorry, I can't. That guy should not be playing football. Big up to Gomzuriaza. Daniel saying good job. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Let's have a look. Big up to King. I would really, like I said, it would take a hell of a lot for us to even consider selling him. But he is not the person I'm on about for next summer. There is someone else that we would consider selling next summer. So yeah, that's next summer. Right now, we don't need to worry about that. 2 slots, slot man. So basically, what I'm on about is the 25-man squad, the one that you can register. So currently, we've got 2 slots there, and right now, that's perfect. No new players. Surely Liverpool getting something in. Well, this is the thing. I think there's only a few of us that have actually got lower than the 25-man squad, and we are one of them. We've got 2 slots, which is fantastic. But yeah, Arsenal, Ajax. Yeah, we've got like I don't say it's a business agreement because it's not really, but we've got a gentleman's agreement where we will benefit each other in certain ways over the coming years. So I like that, and as you know, Ajax are one of my favourite clubs. So hope you have a great stream at the game to what Simpson bought, if you get my sarcasm. Big up to Chris. Hope you have a good game. Obviously, being for the West Midlands, I do hope you beat Stoke anyway. Marseille have put themselves in Arsenal bad books after the Eddie deal. We gave them Guendouzi for a nice deal. 100%. For me, for some reason, Arsenal seem to be getting all the blame for this, and Edu does as well. For me, I think Marseille played us. It's very unusual where you have 2 dossiers at the same time for strikers, where you're only going to have one of them. So normally you go for the number 1 target. That all fails, then you go to the number 2 target. For some reason, they were going for both at the same time. So they were going for Wahi and Nketiah at the same time, but knowing that they were only going to choose one. That is very unusual. Clubs don't tend to do that. It's a very strange situation. So for me, I think we were played. In my opinion, that's just my opinion, but obviously Moukoko has fallen through as well. So it's not just Eddie, but Moukoko, who was like guaranteed to be signing for Marseille. So yeah, are we looking for another midfielder apart from Mikel Merino? Yes, we are. Yes. That will have a knock-on effect to another player. So yeah, it's just something to keep an eye out for. We are trying our best to do everything we possibly can in the last 2.5 weeks of this window. Big up to the 700 people currently watching. Really do appreciate it. Moukoko, I heard, was loan with obligations. That's fallen through at the moment. There is nothing happening with that right now. Crystal Palace have come into the fold. I think there's a few other clubs that are coming into the fold for Moukoko. Right, let's move on to the next one. Tommy Asu could be sold. Right, so not a lot of people knew this, but Atletico Madrid came in with an offer earlier in the window. It was all kept hush-hush. But today, some journos have actually got wind of a situation that we actually offered Bologna Tomiyasu, which I'm not going to deny. But Tomiyasu is someone that we would sell if we needed to. He would, I suppose, in the best possible, nicest possible way, he would empty a slot for us again. It sounds horrible, but we wouldn't necessarily have to replace him with a defender. We could buy someone else that goes into the squad if we sold Tomiyasu. So if Marino fails, can Fabian Ruiz loan buyback? Well, it was always a case of, wasn't just the one of them, it was both of them. We were interested in both. So I still don't rule out Fabian Ruiz anyway. But Merino, for me, I don't think it will fail, mate. It was slightly different with Marseille. Marseille just kept moving the obstacles and kept moving the little bits of finance around here, there, and everywhere. And it was just becoming harder and harder. And it felt like we were just doing everything possible to please them. Which, yeah, for me, if it was me, I would have pulled out a lot earlier, if I'm honest. But hey ho, yeah, I'm not a negotiator. So but yeah, Merino, for me, I just can't see it failing. I just can't. It's not very often that I do the introduction videos of when they've signed. He's already got one because I'm that confident that he's going to sign. So yeah, it's just a case of waiting with him at the moment. It could go to the end of the next week. It could go into it could happen at the end of this week, if not go into next week. But it won't go into the final week, that's for certain. I've been saying we'll need a couple of Spanish players in midfield because they have amazing talents and they've been proved it. Yeah, exactly. Well, the fact that they've got experience as well, we could do with the experience. It would be really helpful. And I have no issues with it whatsoever, the gamer, at all. I like Tommy, but his calf are a big issue even before he joined us. Yeah, 100%. But you can tell that he was not a long-term player due to the fact his last contract. It was literally a renewal with an extra year. It was pathetic. So yeah, he's not permanently going to be at Arsenal. So I wouldn't recommend getting his name on the back of your shirt, people. That's for certain. Big ups to the 800 people currently watching. Really appreciate it. Any other news? So obviously we're going to have to talk about Ramsdale. We have covered him mainly. But the likelihood is he will leave, I reckon, within 10 days. I'm gonna guess 10 days he'll go. Obviously, Brooke Norton Coffey, he's obviously left to go to Genoa for £3.5 million. There is a sell-on clause in that, so wonderful. But look, I wish him the best out there because I think he's going to smash it. He's basically replaced Jed Spence. Then we've got Patino. Patino will leave. I kind of expect very, very similar. He'll go abroad. And again, for not a lot of money, but with the sell-on clause, that is something that we have definitely changed this summer, is we're putting sell-on clauses in, which is fantastic. So we are protecting our future. He's never fit if good offer comes in. Sell him, 100% agree, Temi. Calafiori is a big upgrade to Zinchenko. Yeah, to be fair, Dan Burn would be, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Defensively, Zinchenko sucks. What he did in midfield and was part of the play, fantastic at the weekend. I said that his distribution was fantastic, and he was brilliant with passing. Defensively, God, he's a nightmare. That's how I mark him, because he's a left back. I look at him as a left back, not as a midfielder or part of this inverted rubbish, blah, blah, blah. He is a fullback, so he will get marked as a fullback. Ozzy brings a lot of ability last show in 2 matches. He does, but defensively, and that is where I am always harsh because that is my position. I'm a fullback. He's crap. As a left back, he's crap. What he does going forward, my God, is he great. And I said to Brent at the weekend, maybe we need to put him on some direct free kicks, because honestly, I've got a feeling he would actually score some crackers. I really do think that, because his distribution is incredible. The way that he kicks that ball is just sublime. Right. Oh, hang on. One more before I get onto the last part. I can see Arsenal sell Martinelli next summer by Isaac. I know him for it. Well, King. That's all I'm going to say. Well. Anyway, I think everybody fixes a stud three centre-backs, whether White one side and Ozzy or MLS get into midfield, or Timber right back, left back, and Calafiori can play with Galiba. Man, we've got options. Exactly. Unless this is what me and Bren have been saying for months, is I want options. I want when obviously got the first preview at the end of the week. When I ask for the teams, I want people giving me multiple options. I don't want people giving me blah, 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 blah. And they're all going to be strong. Like last season, we were having some youth shoved in there because obviously Zinchenko was annoying everybody. So people were trying to find different ways of getting a new left back in. But if we've got the options of a Calafiori X, for example, then great. Zinchenko gets nervous when under pressure. It gets nervous when there's a slight wind. I'll be honest, for a left back, he panics me. I can't wait for him either, Temi. They always make me laugh. And look, as you can see, Temi, Galiba is taking off. You should have owned that word because everyone's using it now. Right, so Media Day has happened at the Emirates, and there has been 3 of our young guns that have been involved, which would suggest that there is going to be some important role for them this season. Aidan Heaven has been involved, Lewis Skelly and Nwaneri. Now, Nwaneri, I do know, will definitely be involved. Then we've got who we got? What we got? Lewis Skelly, Nwaneri, and Aidan Heaven. I don't know how much, if any, minutes he'll get, but I do think we'll see him on the bench quite a lot. That's what I expect, because Aidan looks very, very comfortable. He looks a very good talent. So, yeah, I do hope to see him in some form. It's Timber Tierney and Tommy all getting close to now health. Tierney's going to be sold, so it don't really matter what happens to Tierney. And Tommy all getting close now health. Looking forward to Wolves. Yep, so am I. And you're doing your goal rush again. Yeah, I'll be doing 3 o'clock kickoffs, I think, myself. Right. Not really Arsenal related, but I know a lot of Arsenal fans are very interested about this situation, and obviously I can talk about it. So I'm going to. Right, so the City case has been brought forward to September. It was meant to be the end of October, despite rumours of it being November. It was meant to be the end of October. It's been brought forward about 6 weeks, mainly to do with the finishing time. So basically, when the finishing time happens, whatever happens at the end of it, if and there's a big if, because obviously I have to be very careful, if they are found guilty, then the punishments can be delivered within the season. There we go. So that is basically why it's been brought forward, because there cannot be any, whatever the independent panel decide is what everyone has to be happy with. There can't be any review. Whatever the independent panel, and it is an independent panel. There is no Premier League person sitting on it. There's no City person sitting on it. There is no governmental person sitting on it. There is no hierarchy person from whatever nation. It is independent, so we have to trust it. We've trusted it for X amount of years. So yeah, whatever happens. But the positive, it has been brought forward. So now the punishment can happen within the season. There was a slight concern that it could have ended up going to the end of the new season, which would have been like, what happens here? Because obviously someone could have won something or whatever, like that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's going to be decided. I think it will be decided late February, March time, I expect. It is going to take a few months because it is complex. It is a big case. It's massive. And this is what's taken so long. It's a big case. It's not like a FFP rule break. It is very complex, very complex. And what I would say is just let it happen. I know a lot of people think that it's not going to be run fairly, that there's going to be politicians involved. It is independent. It is independent. And if anyone thinks that it's not independent, well, trust me, we'll refer it to the big courts if we have to. but it is independent. We trust the independent panel. City have always had an issue with the independent panel just because they don't like people in general. They don't like the fact that they're governed by someone, because at the end of the day, City and every club are governed by someone. So City just don't like that. They like to do their own thing, but that is one of the problems, which is why they've been charged, because they didn't want to keep to the rules. Like, you have to give your financial annual reports in. They didn't want to, but you have to. But we don't want to, but you have to. So that is a simple rule break, and it's still a rule break, and there is a punishment at the end of that. So yeah, that I just really quickly wanted to talk about that, because I know a lot of people have been talking about it, and I was like, yeah, I'm fed up of people coming up with loads of stuff saying, oh, it's all going to be enveloped and all going to be swept under the carpet. It's not going to be swept under the carpet, because if that was the case, it would have just been gone now. It would have been already dealt with. I hope they get trophies stripped and handed to us, Temi. To be honest, if they get trophies stripped, I just want them to strip to them, to be honest. I don't really care who they get given to, if they don't care if they're not given to anybody. If they have been found guilty, then for me, the trophies need to be stripped. What happens to those trophies afterwards, I don't care about. I just want City stripped. Bobby Wire, Arsenal looking at Kubo. I think he'll elevate our attack options. Yes, I believe he's another Sociedad player, isn't he? I do like him myself as well. Yeah, there's been a lot of talk that he's been linked with the Premier League, and I believe he's Sociedad. So that means he's got another release clause. We've looked at him, but we're just not that. We don't feel he will elevate us. He's not. And I suppose I'm kind of giving away what we're trying to do. We're trying to improve now. So we've basically got our bread, milk, and butter. But now we want a little bit of sparkle. Is the Premier League confident of winning the case? They will look very incompetent if they lose. The Premier League will accept the outcome. City might not if they lose it. The fact that they've gone all the way here, there is a large amount of confidence. But I know that out of City's camp, they've also said that they're very confident of being found innocent. But the Premier League have got a lot of information on them. We just want to know, Moss, I can't deal with that, because seriously, the Premier League is not a brand. It's not a brand at all. The Premier, jeez. If anyone rule breaks, which is what's happened here, you get punished. It doesn't hurt the brand. It's taken a very long time, but because it's a complex case, this has gone over 15 years. Chelsea's case hasn't even gone yet, and that's complex as well, and that will take a long time. Can you tell me the players we're linked to in private? Unfortunately, the game where I can't tell anybody. I do apologise, but I just hope that we're all happy once it gets here. We need a little cake or pie, Bobby. We just need something a little bit extra. And Arteta knows this, Edu knows this, Josh knows this. Josh has signed off on everything that Edu and Arteta have planned. So, unlike there has been in the previous windows where they've got something and then they have to go to KSC to get it signed off, that's already been signed off. Josh is very happy with the plan, and hopefully it all comes together. Right, but that's me done for today. I will be back on Friday night with the preview. If there's any breaking news, then obviously I'll be back and I'll talk about it. But If not, it will be the preview against Wolves on Friday. Obviously, we're playing on Friday on Saturday as well. So, yeah, there's a busy month now. A busy month. But guys, I will speak to you all very later, and take care. Bye bye.